What do you think about the quote, we buy things we don't need with money we don't have to impress people we don't like? Grain of truth. Well, it was very true till some time back, but now things are changing. Welcome to Brand Restart, where I hit the restart button on brand strategy, unlocking new rules of branding for a new world based on my book, Building Brands in a Suddenly Changed World. This chapter is about the revolution in consumerism. That quote that I just said, we buy things we don't need with money we don't have to impress people we don't like, is a very nice explanation of what consumerism is in a casual way, but still very pertinent way. It's credited to American actor Edward Norton, and he said it a couple of decades ago. It definitely was true at that time. And it was, I think, a direct result of the reckless work of advertising agencies at the hands of big companies, which directly benefited from this culture of buying recklessly. What advertisements did back then is to prey on these human vulnerabilities, need for validation, the need to impress, need to feel good via external stimulus. How have things changed? I'm going to state some obvious things which we all know, but still it needs to be stated in the context of me trying to expose how the world has changed and therefore how our approach to building brands needs to change. One is that consumers are no longer at the receiving end of all the information that comes to them. They are participants, they are co creators of the story. Two, they are not limited to the information provided to them by those big broadcasters, namely the advertisements. Today, they can find their own information. So, advertisements is the last place they look for information. They rely on each other. We, consumers, we rely on each other to make our decisions. It's like humanity has been snapped out of decades or probably a century of hypnotism. The back of pack was always available for consumers to read, just that they didn't. But today, people are looking at ingredients. People are looking at the composition, right? So, for example, beauty. Somewhere along the way, Ayurveda had become a big trend. But today, brands like Conscious Chemist, Chemists at Play, and so many other brands that upfront talk about the chemical composition or chemical in their products are gaining popularity. People are less and less about fluff and more about verifiable information. So brands have no escape than to provide verifiable information about their products, about the behind the scenes, about their brand and the things they do. There's no room for pretending. Let me before that talk about how retail therapy, right? It meant how to feel better, you buy things and then you feel better. Today we have bought so many things that it has led to a lot of clutter in our lives,
Oh my
and
God.
today's therapy is to declutter. That's how the world has shifted from retail therapy to decluttering therapy. We are a society that now has started to think before we buy, quite contrary to what that quote said about us as a people. Is that is what is being popularized as a concept. Do I really need this? Is there something that I have that can be used in place of this thing that I want to buy? Things like that. The idea of upscaling, recycling is gaining momentum. So, what does this mean for brands? Brands should try to not look for loopholes or look for lies to motivate people to like us. The idea of selling anything to anyone is obsolete. So if somebody tells you, shows you a jaw clip and says, sell this to me, your answer is, if you don't need it, I don't need to sell it to you. I'm quoting from that movie where Leonardo DiCaprio holds up a pen and says, sell me this pen. And it was motivational, inspirational scene. And it's no longer relevant today. Today, we have the facility to be accessible to exactly those people who are looking to buy exactly what you have to sell. So, that is the role of marketing today, to be accessible and then provide the information. The role of branding is to win consumer love and attachment, which was always the case, but the way in which we do it has changed. Today, it is by comforting, not by exploiting, by assisting, not by selling. So, this is the shift that has happened. Now, people may ask, what if my brand does not sell healthy, low sugar, good food? What do I do if I can't find a loophole? Well, So, not all products we sell are healthy, women empowering, or planet preserving. That's okay. The idea is to sell whatever we sell without queuing lies, is to own our truth, even at an individual level. The idea of self care and self validation has become so big that people are no longer depending on brands to feel good about themselves. So, that's another area of challenge that brand is facing today. The idea is to sell what we sell without queuing lies. 31-year-old, he must be 32 now, de-influencer Revant Himansinka, who goes by the social media handle Food Farmer, he's quite famous now, for example, is not against processed food. He's only against processed food masquerading as healthy and nutritious. Makes sense. We don't need to find loopholes to lie. Instead, we could deploy on brand content strategy to provide other kinds of value, via relevant fan engagement, showcase genuine intent, inspire, help, motivate, make life convenient, to name a few. That idea of mad consumerism has shifted. If you resonate with the things I'm saying, please leave your comments. Share this with people you think need to see it. Subscribe to my channel to stay tuned. My next chapter is going to be about new age founders. So, as a result of this revolutionary consumerism born out of this, are certain young people who started some of the biggest companies we know today. I have identified some of the traits these people have. So, that's about new age founders that I will be talking about in my next episode.